I'm Melissa Chartrand. I'm joined today with Ellen Moran, who is an artist and former art educator. And Ellen, you've been in our Shanty program. We're here with our Shanty Spotlight, talking to some of the artists that have participated in the Shanty program and coming up for the 2016 season as well. We're excited to have you back.
Well, thank you so much.
So let's talk a little bit about your background. You were a teacher for a long time right here on the Cape.
Yes, I taught elementary art in Falmouth for 32 years. And that was a wonderful career. I retired in 2011.
But long before then, you grew up always with an artistic household or interest in art?
Yes. My mother painted, and I also always loved to make things, all kinds of things. So I was very interested in all different kinds of media, and I used that a lot in my teaching. So not only painting, but all different kinds of art and crafts that the kids got to work on.
Wonderful. And that's why we're here today. You do beautiful watercolors as well as some interesting origami. Let's talk a little bit about the origami first. You are able to take this piece of paper,
that's right,
and turn it into this amazing swan.
Though it is a crane.
Oh, a crane! It's subject to interpretation. Oh,
yeah,
it's a beautiful crane. And tell me what the crane means and how you do this and where you started, where you say you worked in all sorts of mediums, so this is one, but your fascination with this and how are you self-taught in doing
this? Yes, I would say I'm self-taught in doing the origami. Why I like doing it so much, I don't know, but there's a long story behind it in that there was a young girl around the time of World War II, and she lived in Hiroshima, and she was a victim of the bomb in Hiroshima, and she had radiation poisoning.
Oh my.
And she was taught to believe that if she could fold 1,000 of these cranes, because they are a symbol of long life and good luck, that she would be able to survive her sickness, which she ended up folding a lot, and then people all over the world became involved in it. She never did do the 1,000 cranes, but became a worldwide movement. So now the cranes are known for being a symbol of long life and good luck. Supposedly some of the cranes the live cranes live to be over 1,000 years old. I don't know whether that's true or not. But basically it's a formula for folding the cranes. If you go online, you can
No, don't divulge,
I'm not going to do
it. Any secrets.
But it takes time. I've taught a lot of people, and there's some tricks to it where you have to fold in different directions.
It takes a lot of patience.
It does
think
take
mine
patience.
Would end up in crumpled balls.
Oh, no.
Maybe call it a
you come by the
outfit.
crane. I come by the shanty, and I will show you. Yes, I would show anyone who came by the shanty.
Sure. And have you made anything else with that, or do you maybe down the road plan to come up with some other creations?
Oh, with the origami?
Right.
Well, when I was teaching, I had other simple origamis that the kids would do. But for some reason, I love doing the cranes, and not only is there the folding part of it, but then I also decorate them with the beads.
Sure.
So truthfully, the bead part is probably more time-consuming than even the folding part, but I love matching the colors, and I just think they're so pretty.
They are. They're beautiful to look at. And let's talk, speaking of pretty, your work is quite beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about that and what inspires you with your paintings.
Well, I would say basically I'm inspired by the beauty of the Cape and outdoors. That's most of what I do, but I also have some still lifes and I also have some portraits. So it's a combination.
Sure. And do you paint plein air or from memory? Take pictures first? What's your creative process?
Well, I wish I could paint from memory. I would say that's probably my weakest area, but I'll paint plein air, and then wherever I'm painting, I will take pictures of what I'm doing, so I will also use the pictures. So it's a combination of pictures and the plein air. And also when you're painting plein air, what you have to do is you have to work against time because the shadows change.
Sure.
So keeping that in mind, you can't expect the same kind of shadows, and that's very important in your painting. So really, after an hour, things have moved.
Do you have a favorite spot that you enjoy or a favorite subject matter?
I would say outdoors mostly, and marshes and the beach and trees, but no particular place. You know, I've tried to go to different areas of the Cape and paint different areas. So one of the paintings I have is of Baxter's Boatyard because I was observing it when I was at the shanty.
Oh, how neat.
So it was right across from, across the way.
Called
so
you to paint.
Yes, it did. It did, and it was so convenient.
Now, you said your mother painted, and I know now your husband doesn't paint, but he somewhat complements the work you do. Let's talk a little bit about that.
He does. My husband is also self-taught furniture maker, and he's been doing that since the early 70s. He now does really fine furniture out of bird's eye maple and tiger maple and spalted maple and walnut and cherry. And he has a shop at West Barnstable Table. He also has work on sale there. He does dining room tables and end tables, coffee tables.
Right, so a lot of large work. We were talking, though, in the shanty, some folks that will visit you will see perhaps a smaller coffee table or stool. And then what I was thinking of are the frames, that your work is beautifully framed by a lot of his creations.
Yes.
So I think that's so fabulous that from the frame itself to the picture within, all handcrafted.
Well, at the shanty, I sell a combination of originals and prints. And he has grudgingly agreed to frame all of my originals because those are larger.
Sure.
And those are higher priced items, but his frames are beautiful as well.
Sure.
So it is a nice combination.
Very nice. And when you're painting, and I imagine you paint year-round, especially if you say you're outdoors, regardless of the season, to capture the same. Have you ever gone to the same spot and captured it in a variety of seasons?
I have. At different times, yes, and then maybe picked out the one I liked the best.
Great. And what's going through your mind as you're painting?
Really trying to think about making the painting be a painting and not a photograph, and making it interesting. So you have to be thinking about the elements of art, the colors and the values.
Sure.
And the shapes.
And the shapes. And at the shanties, you've been there enough to know that people from around the world visit. What have been some of your experiences or takeaways from your time at the shanties?
Oh, I would say it's been a really positive program. The people who come in there are lovely. They're so nice and interesting. And I think the first year that I did it, I was very surprised that there are people from around the world.
Sure.
And yet, sometimes you talk to people and they're from around the corner, too.
Exactly.
So it's a real combination.
I think they enjoy meeting people locally. So you're interested in meeting them from where they're visiting, but I think they're thrilled to meet local artists and make those connections. And I'm sure some of your work has been taken across the country and maybe even around the world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I also wanted to mention that I have calligraphy on sale there because I have done calligraphy since 1980.
That's also something that requires a lot of patience, and I would think being a teacher to elementary school students, that's where that's cultivated.
I feel like I have cultivated a lot of patience by being a teacher, yes. As a matter of fact, if you don't have patience, it's not the job to take on.
Right, right. Well, that's wonderful with your calligraphy. I'm sure that you take custom orders, or do you incorporate that into your work?
Well, the calligraphy that I have at the shanty is prints, and so those are not custom.
And let's let our viewers know where they can find you. They can certainly come see you at the shanties the last week of June, right before the 4th of July, so we're excited to have you again. But you're also on Facebook, and is that under Ellen Moran? Just go to Facebook and find you there with your watercolors and prints?
Yes, Ellen Moran, watercolors and prints.
Excellent.
Yes. Okay,
Thanks
you.
so much for sharing a little bit about your work. I know our viewers will enjoy meeting you in person and seeing some of your work. And we appreciate your time today.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure chatting with you,
Great.
Melissa.
Thanks. For Ellen Moran, I'm Melissa Chartrand, wishing you an artful day.